は決めていたはずなのに、変わることのない景色に目をそらしてた。小さな雪が欲しくてうつむいた。白い眩しさだけに焦がれてた 手を振りたくて歩き続けることでしか届かないものがあるよ。今も温かな手のぬくもりを探し続けている。いくつもの優しさを繋いでもたどり着けないから今も何度でも僕は夏の面影を振り返るよ。
兄さんはいなくならないって証明して。代償もなく願いを叶えられることなんてありえない。いずれ去る時に必ず言霊で心をねじ曲げることになる。あなたは今何色ですか？知らない。
桜舞う夜にも一度夢を見よう。現実を脱ぎ捨て花になろう。遥かな風のささやき耳を澄ませば
Hello, and welcome back to Anime, and let's get started with today's read treatment. I wake up and stretch my body. I'm sleepy. After all, I spent so much time talking with Awayuki yesterday. And well, how should I put it? We became koibito. I look out the window. I have a... I already forgot the term for some. I love it. Let's just use that. Can't believe I forgot about the term. Kind of joke. Anyway, with that thought alone, the whole world seems to glow. Ohayo, Rika.
おはようございます、兄さん。どうしたんですか？じっとこちらを見て。
Yeah, it's just you look even more beautiful than usual.
もう兄さんったら。
We're too early for that route.
その朝ごはんできていますよ。
I look toward Asagon. これは even the rice looks like it's glowing.
お味噌汁よそいました。
Even the miso shiro is glowing.
暑いので気をつけてください。
Right now, heat doesn't even matter to me. Hatsui! A little bit of miso shiro spills, but still, even the steam is glowing. I wipe the glowing miso soup with the glowing dishcloth lying nearby. Maybe it's because I wiped it, but even the table is glowing.
それは兄さんの心が輝いているからです。
Soka. I eat a glowing breakfast with my imoto, who is sitting in such a perfect seiza posture that she too seems to be glowing. Once Asagoan is finished, I leave the house. Even the sun is glowing. I turn my eyes toward the sun. My eyes! Perhaps because I looked at the sun while everything else was such in a radiant state. It was incredibly blinding. I think I'll pass on that for now. My eyes sting a little. Mazui. If I keep looking at Awayuki like this, won't my eyes burn up? While lost in these thoughts, I prepare to enter the observatory.
麦君。
It looks like Suzera has just arrived as well. Ohayo, Suzera.
おはよう。
Suzera, you look radiant today.
汗が光ってるんだと思うよ。
That's not what I meant.
どういうん？
It's just everything looks more colorful.
シロアリとかカラフルになりそうだね。
Well, I feel like she doesn't really get what I'm saying. With that, the two of us head inside. Awayuki. I call out toward the back as calmly as I can.
麦、それにつづらもいらっしゃい。
She approaches us with a shy
お
smile.
はよう、二人とも。
Ohayo.
おはよう。
We exchange our usual greetings, but I feel like I'm about to start grinning.
どうしたの、つづら。
どうしたはこっちのセリフ。なんだか二人とも様子がおかしい。
I like how she's observant.
まあ、想像はつくけど。
She says, giving a light shrug. Well, if she's already noticed, is it okay if I tell her?
もちろんよ。むしろ、淡雪から伝えるわ。
そうだね。きっとその方がいいと思う。
まあ、その、なんというか。
うんうん。
淡雪と麦は付き合うことになったの。
うん。なるほど。私、そういう泡宇宙に紛れ込んじゃったんだ。
No, yeah. That's not it.
ヒーロと麦くんが恋人になってる泡宇宙に移動したんだよね。どうやって帰ればいい？
I've never even been to Awayuki. Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually thinking. Wait, this is very wrong. She's never even been to another Awayuki. Yet I can't believe I'm actually taking Suzera's word for it.
違うわ。ここはつづらのいる元の宇宙よ。
でも、私の知ってるヒーロと麦くんは付き合ってないし。
昨日付き合い始めたの。
なるほど。昨日恋人になったんだ。で、どうやって帰ればいい？
Why? Don't tell me. I wonder if she understood me or not. For now, this is your Uchu.
私の宇宙？
つづらが支配する宇宙という意味じゃないわ。
思考が読まれてる。
ここはつづらがいた宇宙で、そこで淡雪と麦は付き合ったの。
そうなんだ。
もうちょっと驚いたりしたらどう？
驚いてる。顔に出てないだけでとてつもなく驚いてる。私がもっと表情豊かなら目玉とか飛び出してたと思う。
That's scary.
まあそういうことになったのよ。何か言うことってある？
目玉が飛び出すのは言い過ぎた。目を見開くくらい。
もっとお祝い的なことを言ってほしいわ。
じゃあおめでとう。
ありがとう。
Are you really okay with this? Well, it's a good thing Awayuki seems happy.
二人が恋人か。ヒイロと麦くんが。
そうね。
私の表情が豊かだったら満面の笑みを向けてる。二人が仲直りして、そして恋人になって、すごく嬉しい。あとちょっとどうかしてると思ってた友達が急に女の子っぽいことを言い出して若干気持ち悪い。
You're being way too blunt.
女の子そうね。女の子感出てるわね、淡雪から。
Both of them are as carefree as ever. But, well, don't you feel like you feel like you have to hold back, Suzura? It's not like anything is going to change drastically. So let's all go out and play together sometime.
淡雪もそうしたいわ。
いつでも暇だからまた誘って。
年中無休のカフェを経営してる人のセリフじゃないわね。
We spent the rest of the evening engaged in casual conversation. I heard the map making work was cancelled for today. Well, I suppose it's fine to have days like that once in a while. So, I headed to the town hall for the first time in a while to take on some cleaning work. I'm exhausted, but it's only 4 p.m. I still have some time. I could just go home like this, but I'm free, so maybe I'll go to Awayuki's place. It's not like I have any particular business with her, but she is my Kanojo after all. As I said it out aloud to confirm it, my heart leaped. Being able to go see someone, even when I don't have a reason. It's a sort of ticklish feeling, I guess. Awayuki, are you there? When I called out, a figure peeked out from the window.
いるわよ。入って入って。今日は地図の整理をしてたの。ほら、書き込みが増えてごちゃっとしてきたでしょ。綺麗なスポットの中でもよりおすすめの場所を厳選しようと思って。
Maps and colorful markers are scattered across the desk. Soka, so you're trying to prioritize them.
どれも淡雪の心に響いたものだから付箋はつけたくないわ。でもそうね、これというものがあった方が興味を惹かれるでしょ。
True. Even with a tourist map, if there's too much written on it, you won't know where to go. If I were a tourist, I want to know which spots are the top recommendations.
淡雪はこの前の湖もいいと思うのよね。それかこの山の山頂かしら。
She points to the locations marked on the map.
麦はどう？
A beautiful place that makes me want to recommend it. I've seen many things since I came to this town, but how about this observatory for instance? It's the perfect location for seeing the stars clearly.
ここ？
Why do you look so surprised? People live here because it's beautiful, don't they?
そうね。でも最重要とまでは思ったことなかったわ。最近星を眺めてなかったせいかもしれないわね。今夜改めて星でも見てみようかしら。
Stargazing, huh? That sounds nice.
そういうことだから麦、飲み物でも買ってきてくれない？
Huh? Why am I being treated like an errand boy in the middle of this conversation?
淡雪は準備があるから頼んだわ。
She retreated into the back of the room, just like that. I didn't even have time to ask for an explanation. But, well, she had a smile on her face that looked genuinely happy. Maybe I'll go buy her a drink or something. Tadaima! I opened the door, holding a can of juice in one hand.
おかえりなさい。準備は外のベンチでしてあるわ。
Awayuki's voice drifts from somewhere deep inside. What kind of preparations?
思う存分空を眺められるように特等席を用意したのよ。
She even changed her clothes.
ほら、ベンチにクッションも敷いてあげたわ。
The sun begins to set, and twilight is almost upon us. Amidst the sweet breeze, Awayuki spreads her arms wide as if she were dancing.
もうすぐ一等星が見えるはずよ。
I find myself captivated with a sight for a while. Her luscious hair and skin as white as a doll's. With the sky turning deep navy behind her, she truly is beautiful.
麦？どうしたのよ、ボケっとして。
Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing to say it directly though. Right. Then I'll try to follow your lead, Awayuki, and say whatever is on my mind. I'll try my best not to fall into the trap of thinking they'll understand even if I don't say it. That's right. Things like this should be said clearly. I was thinking that you look beautiful, Awayuki.
それは当然の断りなのだけど、麦に言われると、こう、違った感覚が来るわ。
Soka. Has the way I receive her words changed now that Has the way she receives my words changed now that we started dating? I give a light laugh and hand the can of juice to Awayuki. You prepared all this because you wanted to watch the stars together. Arigato.
こちらこそよ。
The sun sinks further, and the long shadows fade into the evening darkness. Awayuki sits on the bench with graceful movements.
ほら、星が見え始めたわよ。
I follow her gaze up to the Yozora. You're right. This really is a great spot. I sit down next to Awayuki. Every few seconds, the sunset seems to melt away. As if in exchange, the stars begin to twinkle one by one. Awayuki silently gazes at the scenery.
初めてこの天文台に来た時も、綺麗だとは思ったけど、どうしてかしら。今はあの時よりずっと。
I guess so. I should have plenty of experience looking at the Hoshisara myself. But right now, I'm feeling a little of emotion that can't even be compared to those memories.
そこにある風景は変わらないのに、感じ方が違うって不思議なことね。
Ah, you're right.
綺麗さや美しさって主観にかなり影響される。分かってはいたけど、実感するとやっぱり違いがよくわかるわ。
True. It changes depending on who's looking, but I think it also changes depending on the situation you're in when you see it.
淡雪は前にここで天体観測をした時は一人だった。
That's basically. She's implicitly saying it looks more beautiful because she's with me. But is it okay for me to say that? I still glance at Awayuki's profile, but she looks perfectly composed. She probably didn't mean it that way, but that actually makes it even more embarrassing.
ねえ、麦。阿波宇宙にはもう行かないようにしようと思うの。
Huh? Even though you've been going there like it was nothing until now. Awayuki fidgets, intertwining her fingers.
だって麦には嫌な思いをさせてしまったでしょ。ああいうことを繰り返さないためには阿波宇宙移動は使わない方がいいと思うの。
That's true, but for you, Awayuki, she is always searching for new experiences. Finding the unknown is the greatest joy. For someone like Awayuki, the existence of another universe should be incredibly alluring.
それに麦と 同じ感覚で生きてみたいと思ったの。
Suka. Hearing her say that makes me feel embarrassed and happy. Awayuki leans against my shoulder happily, gazing up at the sky. Before I know it, the surroundings had completely swallowed by the darkness of the night.
麦を好きになって、淡雪は別の愛を知った。何かしらこの気持ちは、独り占めしたいかも。
Well then, I guess it's about time to head back. It's not a long distance, but I'll walk you back to the observatory.
ええ。
Hmm? どうしたの? You look flustered.
大丈夫だから。麦はこのまま帰って。
Hmm? I wonder what's that about. Wait. Need to take a really short break. I'll be right back really quick. Okay, I'm back. Today, the three of us are going out to search for beautiful things again. And we'll continue to mark any dangerous locations on our map. We looked around this area quite a bit, so I think we're done to here.
そうね。危険な場所もなさそうだし、このくらいでいいわ。あとは地図に書き込むだけね。
あ、これって。こっちの参道から今まで嗅いだことのない花の匂いがする。知らない花畑とかあるかも。
つづらも嗅いだことのない花。興味深いわね。
Alpine plants? It's a lot of time, so shall we go take a look?
そうね。じゃあ行くわよ、二人とも。
匂いをたどるからついてきて。
Ah. Did they actually get Rina to do this?
あっちかな。
Suzuki runs off, sniffing the air as she goes. Her physical abilities are as amazing as ever.
犬の鼻で頭部はコアラ、体はダチョウね。
She's a stranger creature, even more bizarre than a
追いま
platypus.
しょう。
My arm is full with great strength. Awayuki, you're in the mountains. It's dangerous to run like that.
急がないと見失うわ。
I mean, Suzuki is being reckless too. We climbed the mountain path, chasing after Suzuki. Suzuki, where are you even going?
案の定見失ったわ。
That girl, she's way too fast. We have climbed quite high up. Just how much stamina does she have?
麦も鼻良かったりしない？
I don't think so. I try sniffing the air just in case. No luck at all.
目をつぶってみたら？
Suka. Since Suzuki cannot distinguish human faces, she has come to rely on scent to tell people apart. In that case, if I block my vision too. Alright. I direct all my concentration into my nose, and then I smell something good.
すごいわ、麦。さあ、そっちに向かって移動しましょう。
Right. After taking a few steps.
Yeah?
Huh? I bumped into something warm and soft. When I opened my eyes, I find myself so close to Awayuki that I can feel her breath. Go man!
大丈夫。ちょっとぶつかっただけ。それにしても、目をつぶってもこっちに引き寄せられるなんて、淡雪のこと好きすぎよね。
It's not like that. As I say that, I remember Awayuki and I are koibito. It's only natural that I love her this much. No, I guess that's exactly what it is.
照れる。
With that, she lightly bumps her body against mine.
あ、そうそう。匂いを追わないと。
Ah, right. I close my eyes again and follow the scent. And then I bump into something soft. Is this? I knew it.
麦、本当は目を開けてるんじゃないの？
I don't. I just moved toward a good scent. Awayuki leans in closer.
嗅いで。
Smell you? I try sniffing. By the way, considering the other post I made the other day. Anyway, you smell great. That was probably the scent I had been following.
美しい上にいい匂いとは凄まじいわね、淡雪の魅力は。
Well, yes, the Japanese idol that lets her fans. No, it might just be a scent that I personally like.
それはなんかめっちゃ照れるわ。
Is that just how it is?
思春期の娘が父親を臭いと思うのは荒廃してはいけないって思うからなの。
I know the Western work effect, but I've seen so much shit about like it kind of remind me of my dad. So, but instead of like using that scent as a I won't do it, does the opposite.
逆にいい匂いに感じるなら荒廃したいって思ってるってことよ。
Mate,
エロいことね。
I know that.
麦は淡雪と荒廃したがってるってことね。
In the better VN, this would have. So that's how it is. Well, I guess that's how it works. Awayuki wears a thoughtful expression. She steps closer.
スンスン。
She's sniffing. どうしたの？
麦は淡雪にとっていい匂いかなって。
I see. So, how was it?
秘密？
Huh? Isn't that a bit unfair?
ずるくないわ。
It is unfair.
なんて答えるか分かってるくせに。
Well, hearing her say things like that makes me blush.
顔が真っ赤。これがあれかしら。男の子に可愛いって思う感覚かしら。
The heart eyes.
どう思う？麦。
Don't ask me.
じゃあ誰に聞けって言うのよ。
Suzura or something.
確かにつづらだったら。
Soyeba. We were chasing after Suzura. I completely forgot.
愛の前では淡雪ですらダチョウ並みの脳になるのね。不思議よね。家族なのに不快な匂いに感じたり、家族じゃないのにいい匂いに感じたり、愛という言葉でくくられているけれど、その愛の形はまるで違うってこと。麦に対する愛は今までの愛と全く別のもの。
Is that so? I feel incredibly embarrassed. Wow. For now, let's go after Suzuka.
そうね。
But even if we hurry now, we probably won't find her.
麦、どうせだったら二人の時間をゆっくりと。
Awayuki! What happened? Did you twist your ankle? Awayuki hunches over, curled up in a position that prevents her from lifting her head.
大丈夫。大丈夫よ。それより、つづらを追って。
でも。
お願い。だから。
Are you really going to be alright?
大丈夫だから。それよりあの子、このままじゃ迷子になるかもしれないから。
Well, she has a point. Then, I'll come straight back as soon as I can recruit with Suzera. What happened to her? I thought I wouldn't find her at all. Find her, even if I hurried, but I run after Suzera anyway. Tree branches and tall trees whip against my body and cheeks, but I don't care, running straight ahead. Regardless, I push my body to its limit. I managed to regroup with Suzera immediately, then returned to Awayuki's side.
おかえり、麦、つづら。
What happened to... Awayuki? 大丈夫？
ええ、全然平気よ。
なんかヒーローが辛そうって聞いたから急いで戻ってきたけど、いつもと変わらない気がする。
You look like you were in a lot of pain just a moment ago.
大したことなかったのよ。麦は心配しすぎ。
I'm wondering, maybe something just happened. Is that so?
まあ、好きな人のことだし、心配しすぎちゃうのはわかる。
Besides, it's amazing how you aren't even out of breath. Her stamina's impressive as ever. So, what happened? Why did you start feeling unwell?
内緒よ。
Yeah. I was actually pretty worried, you know.
でも内緒ね。
麦くん、
What is it?
多分トイレ。
違うわ。
じゃあ、お腹空いて草食べてたとか？
淡雪を動物扱いしないで。
どうやら動物扱いされたくないらしいよ。
Most people feel that way.
つづらとも合流できたし、今日は帰りましょうか。
With that, Awayuki turns around with a whirl.
麦もつづらも全力疾走したわけだし、疲れてるでしょ。淡雪も疲れたから、もう帰るわ。
There's something going on with Awayuki. That's rare. Mezurashi. Hearing Awayuki say she's tired. It might have been the first time I've ever heard her say that.
ちょっとね。
Soka.
それじゃあ、淡雪はここで。
I'll walk you home.
結構よ。
Soka. Well, then, get home safe.
ええ。それじゃあね、麦、つづら。
Awayuki's figure fades from view. We ran at full speed up the mountain path, so I'm at my limit too.
なんか、ちょっとおかしかったね。
Despite the lingering sense of doubt, and a level of fatigue that threatened to drown it out, I somehow managed to make it back home. I wonder what's that about. When I woke up this morning, my body felt strangely heavy. Well, after everything that happened yesterday, it's no wonder.
おはようございます、兄さん。
Ohaya?
なんだかお疲れのようですね。
A little. Chotto. I was sprinting through the mountains at full speed yesterday, so I'm a bit worn out.
それは山許すまじです。
It's not the mountain's fault. If anything, it's my fault for sprinting through such rough terrain. So please, don't hold a grudge against the Yama.
わかりました。兄さんは寛大な心をお持ちですね。ご立派です。
I guess so.
では、全力疾走したにもかかわらず、怪我一つなく返してくれたことを山に感謝します。
She's such a good
お
Imoto.
疲れのようでしたら、甘いものを用意するので、お仕事場に持っていかれてはどうですか？
She really is a wonderful Imoto. I think to myself as I eat asagohan. Ohaya? With a sweet Rika gave me in hand, I entered the observatory.
はーい。
You're fast. You're already here?
そうなのよ。淡雪が目を覚ましたのと同じくらいにやってきたわ。
I can't tell if she's being considerate or just being a nuisance. It's a very fine line.
昨日は麦くんが慌ててたからあえて平静を装ってたけど、でも本当は私だってヒーローのことが心配で。それ何のお菓子？
My immortal gave them to me, saying I probably needed them since I was
そ
tired.
れじゃあ大豆コーヒー入れるね。
With that, Suzura walks toward the back.
淡雪への心配は？
She probably forgot because of the sweets. After that, the trio was ate sweets and drank coffee.
それにしても、つづらは元気ね。昨日の疲れとか残ってないの？
昨日より今日の方が成長してるから。昨日より元気があるのは当たり前。年を取れば取るほど強くなる。
That's an incredible biology.
逆にヒーローは元気なさそう。
そう？
そう、美しさが下がってる気がする。
それはこの宇宙から美という概念が消えてしまうことと同義ね。どう麦？
How am I doing? Well, there's no point in being embarrassed, so I might as well say what I need to say. No, you're as much of a my brain. No, you're as much of a cosmic scale beauty as ever. Every single day, your beauty just keeps on flowing, and it hasn't stopped at all.
まあ。
Awayuki reaches out and pats my head.
麦もかっこいいわ。毎日ムギムギしてるわね。
I'm not quite sure what Mugi Mugi means, but thanks. I pat Awayuki's head in return.
私は
Are you a beauty with glasses?
かけても美人、とっても美人ね。
イエーイイエーイ
Suzura reaches out and pats our heads. So Awayuki and I pat Suzura's head too. What is this? A pat jerk thing? I don't know what to call it. I don't even know the term. Three-way patting? I don't know.
スズラ、ちょっと強いわ。もっと弱く。
強い弱いって何？
改造人間みたいなセリフ言ってるわ。
冗談冗談。このくらい？
Ah, that feels good. I pat Awayuki with one hand and Suzuna with the other. I'm being patted from both sides at once. They're all patting each other at the same time. What is this?
なんかエンジン組んだみたいになってる。
True.
なんか叫んでみる？
The three of us lean forward, huddling close.
何を叫ぶの？
I wonder. Something embarrassing you wouldn't normally say, or something you really want to convey.
伝えておきたいこと。
Awayuki.
そうね、いいわね。なんか青春っぽくて知らない感覚が味わえそう。
普段は言えない恥ずかしい言葉とか伝えておきたいことか。こんなんでいいのかな。
Oh, and then shall we start with Suzuna? She gives a firm nod.
リセマラリセットマラソンのことよね。
Maybe she thinks it's a dirty word.
恥ずかしいの意味が違うわ。
They really got the radio to shout this stuff.
肩抜きって縁日にあるあれよね。
Maybe she thinks it's a dirty word.
それをエロいと思うつづらがエロいわね。
It really is Rita.
これは淡雪のことを言ってるの？
Maybe she thinks she's some kind of pervert.
エロいやつ、外見は言うまでもないわね。あと内面もまあまあエロいわ。
Is that so? I'm being patted on the head by two lewd girls. Somehow, I'm starting to get nervous.
青春だったね。
脈絡のない三単語を叫んだだけだったわ。
You were just shouting three words that had no connection. That's
今
right.
日はこの辺りにしておきましょうか。
今日は綺麗なもの探しいいの？
麦もちょっと疲れてそうだし、淡雪もまあ昨日心配かけちゃったからね。
ヒーローにもそういう人の心みたいなのがあったんだ。
Of course she does. No, does she? And wrong. She's supposedly an alumnus.
人の心、淡雪にもあるのね、そういうの。
And so Suzuna and I decide to head home early that day. Tomorrow, I'm sure the three of us will go looking for beautiful things, and just like always. I head home with those thoughts in my mind. By the way, we're already at chapter 18. And Aina's route, chapter 18 is already when we encountered Aina-san. So maybe they're doing a backloaded. You know, the later parts are going to be way more heavy. Anyway. What is happening to her?
やっぱりこうなっちゃうわよね。
Oh. Don't tell me she's dying. You know, typical thing that happens to Key.
愛が形が変わってしまったから。伝えなきゃいけないことだったのに、やっぱりちょっと怖いわね。人の心なければすぐに伝えられたのかも。
I wake up and eat breakfast just like any other day. As is my custom, I prepare to head over to Awayuki's place. I'm heading out. I call out as I leave the house. And then, as usual, I make my way toward the observatory. It hasn't been that long since I live here, but somehow this already feels like my daily routine. I'm sure Awayuki will greet me just like she always does. I walk along, lost in those thoughts. Awayuki, I'm coming in. But then, when I call out to her, the voice I hear from inside is...
はーい。
Awayuki's voice sounds... somehow different than usual. Awayuki. As I step inside, what's Akuma doing here? Huh? Awayuki isn't here. I'm certain I heard her voice though. In her place, Akuma figure sits in the corner of the room.
ここよ。
What are we doing? Why are you inside a bear costume? Ah! Talk! Hey,
驚いたかしら。麦って案外子供みたいな反応するのね。
What is this game? Of course I'm surprised. I mean, that's you, right? Awayuki?
つまゆきよ。
Awayuki. Maybe Awayuki was a bear all this time. Soka. Yokatta. At least the person inside is Awayuki.
つまゆきよ。
I understand. I get it, but the person in the mask suit is overwhelming. Unless this literally is Awayuki, but she came from the bubble universe where she's a bear. Is it because it's Akuma? Why are you wearing something like that?
寒いからよ。
You could just wear clothes.
全部洗ってるの。
Then underneath that, you're naked?
麦ってそういうフェチズムも持ってたのね。
I never said it was erotic.
まあしばらくはこれで過ごすわ。
No, I'll go borrow some clothes from someone for you.
きっとサイズが合わないわ。胸とかパツパツだし、スカートもかなり際どくなると思う。
It's still better than being naked inside a mask suit, right?
麦ってそういうフェチズムも持ってたのね。
I didn't say it was lewd. Besides, this way is much healthier.
まあいいんじゃない。可愛いでしょ。
Awayuki inside the kigurumi raises her fluffy hands in a beckoning gesture. It's a different side of her than usual, so it feels fresh. To be honest, she's a little cute.
それじゃあ今日も綺麗なもの探しに行きましょう。
She skillfully grabs the chisu and prepares to head outside. Mate, mate, mate. Are you really going out like that?
そうよ。
As soon as she says that, she starts walking away in a hurry. Honki? A fluffy kigurumi marches boldly out to Masumicho. Well, Awayuki wants to. I guess it's fine. Maybe it's part of her search for a new stimuli.
まずはつづらのところに行こうかしら。
That would be interfering with her business.
そうね。仕方ないわ。今日はこのまま二人で綺麗なものを探しましょう。
With those words, she leans her body lightly against mine. The bear Kigurumi is actually quite imposing when seen up close.
あ、見て麦、鹿がいるわ。
Hmm? Doko?
逃げたわ。
That's too
あ、
bad.
次はスネ
It ran away.
ア。なんだか今日めっちゃ逃げられるわ。
I mean, you are basically a Kuma right now. That's because you're dressed like a Kuma. The Kuma looked depressed. どうしたの？
視界悪いし歩きにくいし、別に好きじゃないけど動物には逃げられるし、着ぐるみ最悪。
That's why I told you to take it off. Wait.
今のセリフ、麦にオスっぽさを感じたわ。ドキッとしちゃう。
Coming from a Kuma, that doesn't mean much. Tonikaku, let's just go home for today.
いやよ、まだ何も見つけてないもの。
No, let's just go home. Treading me won't work. Costumes are hard to see in and hard to walk in. It's too dangerous.
でも
I don't want Awayuki to get hurt.
そんなに心配してくれるなんて。
Of course I do. You're my koibito.
麦、
Awayuki hugs me, even if it is a bear
あ
suit.
りがとう。
With those words, she gives me a light kiss on the cheek, even if it's a bear suit.
照れちゃうわ。
That's right.
あんまり嬉しそうじゃないわね。
Maybe it's because of a bear suit. That's not true. While we're talking like that... Huh? I hear a sound. For a moment, tension runs through me. What if it's a real Kuma? I lock eyes with Awayuki and stand perfectly still for a moment. The footsteps fade into the distance.
冷や汗が出たわ。
It's dangerous. Let's head home for now.
ええ。
And so we left the mountain behind.
それじゃあ、今日も付き合ってくれてありがとう。
Ah, Jane. As I wave, Awayuki waved back. No, seriously. Take off the costume.
汗だくだから嫌よ。
It really is hot after all. I don't mind that much.
麦は着ぐるみの中身全裸汗だくフェチを持ってるからいいかもしれないけど、淡雪は嫌なのよ。
I don't have a fetish like that. Besides, just the face would be enough.
ダメ。美しくないから。
Not utsukushi. Utsukushi janai. Huh. I suppose that's important to Awayuki. Alright, if you're going that far, I guess I have no choice. じゃあまた。
またね、麦。
With that, I parted ways with Awayuki. Even so, the sun is still quite high. Well, I finished early today, so maybe I'll stop by town. And so I arrive in town. That figure over there. It's Fumiya-san. She looks like she's in a pretty grim mood, though. I should go say hello. Konnichiwa?
あら、こんにち。
え？どうしたの？
生きてる？本当に麦くん？
生きてる？Ah, Mugi Gun is alive.
よかった。
Her voice sounded as if she were relieved from the bottom of her heart. Huh? What happened?
山菜採りに行った人から通報があったの。麦くんがクマに捕まって食べられてるって。
What are you talking about? That's... Actually, I have an idea why she'd think that. That's because Awayuki hugged me and kissed me.
今、ハンターたちに連絡して熊狩りに行くところよ。
A bear
天
hunt?
文台方面に向かったって目撃者もいるから、そっちの方に。
Wait a minute. ちょっと待って. Knowing Awayuki, she might still be in that outfit.
どうしたの？
She's a good person.
クマが？
It took me several dozen minutes to explain the situation after that. By the time I got home, the sun had set.
兄さん、聞 きましたか？北の道路、土砂の撤去にまだ時間がかかるそうです。
By the way, I like that they leave it to the writer on Rika's situation, because in Aino's route, which is obviously Niijima Yu's a Niijima Yu written route, he had her leave. You know, on this route, she's still just chilling out. Soka. It looks like I'll be staying in this town for a while longer then, unless. Oh, so they do it here. Okay, so it still does happen. It still does happen, but like, they do it later for. That's interesting. We're already in like chapter 20 for Awayuki, so I'm guessing maybe this has way more chapters because each chapter so far is like very short. I don't know. And it is just now that they had Rika go off compared to like very early in like Aina's route, where before you start Aina's route itself, she already leaves that early. Anyway, after seeing Rika off, I head toward the observatory. There, on my way there.
この匂いは
It's Suzana.
麦君の匂いがする。
Oh, hey, are you going to see Awayuki too, Suzana?
暇だから遊びに行こうと思って。
Once again, the cafe management is being sacrificed. In that case, want to go together?
オッケー。
So yeah, did you go to see Awayuki yesterday?
行ってないけど、何かあったの？
No. Well, I guess. Which means she hasn't seen Awayuki in the Kigurumi yet. While we talk, we head to the observatory. I head to the observatory with Suzana. We're here.
こんにちは。
Oh, she's still wearing the bear costume. That really is Rita. As soon as she enters, Awayuki startles us, prompting a shock Suzuna to land a punch. Mate, Suzuna! The thing inside that Kuma is Awayuki. She wasn't eaten! I grabbed the arm of Awayuki, who is slumped over while still wearing the kigurumi, and pull her up.
ありがとう、麦。
Ah,
クマからヒーローの声がする。
着ぐるみよ、ススラ。悲鳴から攻撃に転じるまでに躊躇がなさすぎるわ。
先手必勝。イニシアチブを取らないと。
initiative.
先手必勝。イニシアチブを取らないと。で、なんでそんな格好をしてるの？
ファッションよ。
全身にオータムカラーを取り入れてるのか。
The reason she's wearing a kigurumi is different from yesterday. Are you wearing that again today? Isn't it enough?
いいじゃない。結構気に入ったのよ。それより地図作りを手伝ってちょうだい。3人揃ったし、行きましょう。
You had a hard time in the mountains because of that yesterday, didn't you?
それはそれよ。あと実はしばらくは川の方に行こうと思うの。
鮭取るんだ。
Just because you're a Kuma doesn't mean you have to act like one.
違うわ。実はある筋から入手した物があるのよ。
What do you mean, some goods?
これから得た情報を地図に書き入れるわ。
An old notebook is plopped onto the desk. The cover had the word journal written on it in wobbly letters. What is this?
とある釣り師の波乱万丈の人生の記録ね。この町の川沿いで起きた歴史が網羅されてるの。
ほほう。
Soka. So she wants to use it to find beautiful spots and gather information in dangerous areas. She probably got the notebook for someone in town. Well, I guess it will do. For now, I decide to try reading through the notebook. What on earth is this journal? It's so incredibly interesting. I closed the notebook and find myself standing up instinctively. I thought there was nothing interesting about an old man's diary, Nikki, but I was wrong. This is a grand record of life. It's worthy of a literary award. My heart swells with emotion.
ムキ完全に読み物として楽しんでるわね。
Yeah, he went to the river to catch tuna for his musume, who was fighting a byoki, but he couldn't catch a single thing. And yet the scenery when his musume says oishi, even if it's not tuna. I speak passionately, but Awayuki remains completely unfazed.
川沿いの記録って言ったでしょ。この人マグロを釣りに川へ行ってるのよ。釣れなくて当たり前でしょ。娘ちゃんが超いい子ってだけの話よ。
How could you? But she's right. Going to the river to catch maguro. His behavior is no different from Suzura's.
この日記はクマと出会った場所や時間のことが書いてあるのよ。だから日記に書いてある情報からその場所を探してクマが出る場所を地図に書き込むの。
While wearing your bear suit, I think right now is a little dangerous to go out considering yesterday they almost had like a bear hunt, you know? Anyway. そっか。That's a good
と
idea.
いうわけで行くわよ。了解。
But yesterday, a hunt almost mobilized because she was mistaken for a Kuma. It's probably a bad idea to head into Kuma territory while wearing a Kuma costume. If she's found, they might shoot her without a second thought. I approached Awayuki from behind as she prepared to head out first. You might get shot, so you should take this off. With that, I reached for the head of the costume. Huh? Inside the costume was... a sight that defied description. When was the last time we had like an alien character in Key? I can't remember. It was Awayuki, but it was something in the shape of Awayuki. It was beautiful, yet terrifying. I knew it was Awayuki, but it didn't look like her. I felt it was Awayuki, but there was no proof that it was her. It was Awayuki, but there was something there that I couldn't believe was her. Yuki? The voice he squeezed out trembled slightly. How pathetic. Even though I'm looking at Awayuki, I'm making such a frightened voice. I heard a light sigh, as if she were troubled.
ちょっといろいろあって。
As if giving up, Awayuki gave a breezy smile. To put it formally, that's how it felt, as if she had smiled. いろいろ? どういうこと?
そうね。
She hesitated for a moment and slowly opened her mouth.
愛の形が変わって姿が変質してるのかも。
The shape? 愛の形?
淡雪はアルミアス。それは愛をもって進化した工事の生命。
Wait, maybe using alien isn't like an accurate term here. Maybe she is literally a being from Earth, but like she evolved way past than human beings could because of whatever the great disaster did. I don't know, man. This is very interesting.
でも淡雪の愛の形が変わってしまった。
それはSomehow, I had been thinking that Awayuki was somehow different from a normal human. But this form is as if it's not human. Because it fell in love with me. That ai no katachi thing A change.
そうね。だから体も変わった。
形が変わってるところ痛かったりはしないの？
それは問題ないわ。形が変わっても淡雪の体だもの。
怪我みたいなもの？
ちょっと違うわね。
How do we fix it? Awayuki doesn't answer. I don't want to say this, but I really don't want to say it. If we return the so-called Ai no Katachi to how it was, Sumari, you were to become indifferent toward me.
正直なところわからない。こうなってしまったら、独り占めしたい愛を知ってしまったら。
That one line that I always use in the description. It's making sense.
知らなかった頃に戻れるかわからない。
どういうこと？
淡雪は水餃子として生きるために生まれてきた。でも焼き餃子になってみたいと思っていたら、麦に焼き餃子にされてしまった。
This is an interesting analogy. But okay. Now I want some yakigyoza for dinner. Wait, I can't. I'm making pot roast for dinner.
そしたら焦げ目がついて、もう水餃子に戻れないかも。慣れても焦げ目のついた水餃子になる。
Alright, fine. I understand this analogy. I have too much dumplings in my freezer right now, and I've been eating them a lot, so I know.
そんな感じ。
That metaphor is hard to follow.
すごいわかりやすい。
愛によって淡雪のイデアがそう認識されてしまった。
Idea.
だからエイドスもそうなってしまう。
What? New terms? What is ANOS? What is this ANOS thing now?
そういうことよ。
I still don't get it.
そのうち戻るよね。生姜湯飲んで寝れば健康だって言ってたし、そうすれば。
肉体を作った時に思ったけど、人間はそこまで簡単な構造じゃないと思うわ。
When I was creating this body. What exactly is an Aluminius fan? So obviously her human form is just something she created, but now she can't even control her ability to create to the form of her body.
焼き目のついた焼き餃子は水餃子に戻れない。
Wait, I might need this.
こんな姿引いたわよね。
When she said that, I closed my eyes for just a moment and answered like this. Well, it certainly makes me realize all over again that I'm dating a total handful.
Huh?
I thought you were a beauty, but your personality is something else entirely. Just when I thought you were becoming more girl-like on the inside, your appearance changed too. How should I put it? I never get tired of you.
面白い女ってやつだね。
That's right. I don't know the details, but for now, don't push yourself. Just like Suzura said, if you don't overexert yourself, you might return to normal. Get some rest today. She nods slightly, a look of confusion in her face. Well then. Don't go out today. I think that's the line, because don't come back today doesn't make sense.
わかったわ。
バイバイ。
バイバイ。
With that, who leaves the observatory? Suzura leaves the observatory. We leave the observatory. I need to do some fixes on this one because that got your music at the end. Suzura and I walked in silence. To be honest, I don't know what to say. Was she going to talk about Awayuki's appearance? Or was she going to act like nothing happened as usual? It felt just like before, when I walked home with Suzura, when we talked about Awayuki. The reality of being with Awayuki, of being with something that isn't human, is slowly starting to sink in. And then...
麦くん。
ん？
明日もヒーローのところに行くよね。
Suzura asked me that. Of course. I answer her. With those words, I feel as if my heart has been somewhat saved. I can't say it's a smile from the bottom of my heart, but I can match a smile.
よかった。
When someone is down, someone else cheers them up. So if Awayuki's feeling down tomorrow, I'll try to cheer her up. That might be all I can do. But I'll do whatever I can. Suzura. また明日。
また明日。
With that, we head back to our respective homes. What exactly is she? I know, we already know she isn't human, but what exactly is she? Like an alien or like some life form in Earth that hyper evolve? Probably doesn't matter. I don't know. This is the first time we encounter. I don't remember Iki ever having like an alien or like a hyper evolved being as a Herod. This is you. So yeah, this is interesting. Asa. Wait, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a break. And when I mean take a break, I'm gonna prepare some dinner, so I'll be right back. I feel like I should go through the whole sequence in one straight I don't want to take a break in between. Like I just keep going and keep going and keep going. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Is it morning? Wait. Shut the... Okay, we're good. Before I know it, morning has arrived. I try not to let it bother me, but I can't help thinking about it, and I just can't fall asleep. Anyway. I don't know how I should act toward her. But well, let's go. I stretch my body to force myself awake. When you're sleep deprived, the sun is brutal. My everyday feeling. And it's summer sunlight, no less. When thinking about such things, I arrive at the observatory. Awayuki, I'm coming in. I've come to the observatory again today. I hear the sound of someone scrambling around. I wonder she's preparing a kigurumi. As I wait in front of the door, Suzura walks toward me.
麦くん、おはよう。どうして入らないの？
Ohayo. Awayuki told me to wait here.
そうなんだ。
For some reason, the two of us stand side by side, looking up at the observatory. A night has passed, but what do you think of Awayuki, Suzura? As I thought, it's been weighing on my mind the whole time. I want to treat her like I always do, but I still haven't found the answer to how I should act toward her.
綺麗なもののことしか頭にない変な子。
That's not what I meant.
そういうことだよ。
Huh?
いつものヒーローと違っても、いつものように接しよう。そう思えなくても、そう思う。って麦くんが言ってたでしょ。だから私はそうする。
Did I say that?
でもなんかいいこと言ってたよね。
I might have said it, but that's not how it came out.
じゃあ私はそんな感じで行こうと思う。
Hi. While I am lost in thought, the door opens.
お待たせ。さあ
出かけましょう。
Kumayuki walks off briskly. Mate. どこにいる?
昨日言ったじゃない。川の様子を見に行くのよ。
Are you going?
行くわ。熊雪だし、鮭とか取るわ。
Stop. I mean, let's not do anything dangerous today. I'm actually sleep deprived.
もし溺れたら人工呼吸するわ。いいえ、有効呼吸かしら。
Because they'll think I'm being eaten.
私は全力で心臓マッサージする。
Shinzo massage. My heart is going to burst.
食べられてると思うって誰が見てるのよ。
People gathering wild plants, for instance. And there was almost 100 spotted sneaking around the other day.
じゃあ銃弾つまむ練習してからの方がいいね。
That's impossible. So, me? I'll be worried if you get shot.
ちょっと待って。
As she says that, Kumayuki starts running. She leaps over the bench, performing a somersault upon landing. She heads straight for the tree, sprinting up the trunk with a rhythmic tap tap tap. Grabbing a branch, she performs a backflip and climbs higher into the tree. The bear is doing parkour! So good.
この着ぐるみでの動き方を完全マスターしたわ。弾丸避けれる。
No, you can't.
私が前に出て弾丸つかむ。
That's impossible. Muri. Awayuki and Suzura are being way too optimistic about Dangan. Kumayuki leaps down from the tree and runs towards us. It's actually pretty terrifying.
じゃあ綺麗な場所を探すだけ。鮭は取らないし水にも入らない。着ぐるみにはクマじゃないです、中身は美です、麦の恋人ですって。それなら危なくないし撃たれないでしょ。
I don't think so. Will people think I'm dating a Kuma?
クマと付き合う人間っているの？
I don't think so.
じゃあ普通に考えてそう思われないんじゃない？
But I am dating an Illuminous. Almenius. It's hard to pronounce. Almenius. Akuma would feel more realistic than this.
そうね。そうだったわね。
Kumayuki looks like she's having fun. Even though I tried to talk her out of it, she wouldn't listen anyway. Well, I guess it's fine.
わかったわ。それじゃあすぐにボードを作ってくる。この辺りかしら。
What is this being about?
ここが日記にあった場所。さっき印つけておいた。
When I peered into the chisu, it had moss spot written in red. Moss spot?
ものすごく滑るんだって。
なるほど。水に浸かった岩が苔だらけになってるのね。枯れ草がベトベトに張り付いてるのもあるみたい。
It was true. Both the pebbles and large rocks were covered in dark moss. But across the rocks, poking out from the river surface, I could probably reach the other side, but walking across here would be an incredibly difficult feat.
行ってみましょう。
Shut up! Without a moment's delay, I grabbed the mascot's suit by the scruff of its neck.
ちょっと首が締まるところだったじゃない。
It's slippery, so it's dangerous.
そりゃそうよ。苔だもの。
Then, why did you head toward it?
着ぐるみだからいけるんじゃない？モフモフとヌルヌルで勝負したらモフモフが勝ちそう。
スズラもこう言ってることだし。
It's because Suzura is the one saying it.
どのくらい滑るか試したいの。地図作りに重要なことなのに。
Her voice is clearly dejected though.
足の先っぽだけなら文句はないわよね。
Just how badly do you want to walk on moss?
それなら私が命綱になってあげる。がっしり握って黄色の命を預かるから。
Suzura took Awayuki's hand.
これふわふわ。気持ちいい。
ありがとう、つづら。じゃあ、行ってくるわ。
Awayuki softly stepped onto the moss-covered rocks. Since she's come this far, there's no point in trying to stop her now.
すごいわ。ぬるぬるが足から伝わってくるわ。どう考えてもうまく歩けないわね、これ。
ヒーロー、ちょっと水に浸かってる。
この感覚ってスケートリンクより面白いと思うわ。スケートやったことないけど、この苔のある岩、一直線に並べてその上を滑りましょう。
That's way too dangerous. Besides, they look pretty heavy.
麦、淡雪を誰だと思っているの？
Awayuki.
淡雪よ。
It was exactly as she said.
そして今は熊雪、鮭を取る熊のように。熊パーチ！すっごい痛いわ。
So much for the Kuma Panchi. Well, obviously, one was worrying about Awayuki. A tremendous sound echoes.
女の子は1個、男の子は2個ね。
It sounds like the noise of Suzura lowering the rocks. Hey, you say one for the girls, but how many are you actually holding?
10より先は覚えてない。
That's impressive. However, she was only holding 8. Man, she's incredibly strong. And so the mossy rock course was complete. It feels like some kind of rich gishiki is about to begin.
それじゃあ、淡雪から行くわ。
Kumayuki lies down and slides away. She's moving at quite a speed. That actually looks fun! Suzura slides away at incredible speed. Yaruna. This time, Kumayuki slides while standing up.
麦も？
When she said that, alright, yeah! With that, I lunge forward to land on the moss. But those two have incredible reflexes. In the blink of an eye, Ah!
危ない！麦くん！
Just as I was about to fall, the two of them rushed over. Ah! The three of us tumbled together, but it doesn't hurt?
地面がふかふか。
大丈夫？二人。
I'm being hugged by Awayuki. She acted as a cushion, so both Susan and I are safe. Arigato.
「どういたしまして。すずらも無事？
大丈夫。
無事みたいね。
Then everyone stands up. We are a complete moss-covered mess.
これは美しくないわね。
That's right.
本当。
But still.
ほんと汚いわ。
Ah. Man, we really messed up, didn't we?
いつも麦くんが止め役なのに参加するって珍しいね。
We weren't beautiful. We were filthy. We were a total wreck. But somehow it was all so funny that the three of us burst out laughing. We all wiped ourselves down as best as we could to get the dirt off.
一面に苔を張ったフィールドで新スポーツを生み出すなんてどう？
That sounds terrible. Just remember what happened a moment ago.
絶対に流行ると思うわ。
マスミ町の売りになるかも。
役場に売り込みに行く？
今度地図を持って行ったついでに打診してみましょう。
I don't think many people will volunteer to be an athlete for a sport like that, though. If you fall, you'll definitely end up covered in slime from head to toe. I actually have.
いい発見ができたわ。釣り日誌も案外役に立つのね。
Kumayuki, still wet in places, swings her arms happily. And so the three of us head toward the observatory.
足がびちょびちょでめっちゃ気持ち悪かったわ。
On the way back, Awayuki spends the whole time complaining about it.
もう乾いたんじゃない？
そうね。晴れてるおかげでちょっとは乾いたわ。太陽光っていいものね。
She seems to be savoring the blessings of nature.
太陽も傾いてきてる。もうそんな時間か。もうすぐカフェの閉店時間だから、そろそろ帰るね。
いなきゃいけない時間が逆よね。でもありがとう。今日も楽しかったわ。
Well, I'm heading home too. Awayuki, you got wet, so make sure you don't catch a cold.
ありがとう。じゃあね。あわゆきは地図作りに戻るから。
Leaving those words behind, she heads back inside the observatory. I walk alone along the path as the sun begins to set. Everything felt surprisingly normal. Suzura, Awayuki, and I. Today it was just as wild as always. I had been worried about how to interact with her, but maybe there was no need for that. No. But that can be viewed from a different perspective. Is she just averting her eyes? She treats me just like usual, but maybe that's only because she isn't doing the things she's actually capable of. Maybe there is something I can do. I need to get to know Awayuki much better. I can't just let it end with, I don't understand, or I don't know, wakaranai. That's how I felt. Her body's on the verge of collapse. The reason she seems fine is probably because she's forcing herself to act that way, isn't it? I turn around and run back the way I came. Maybe it's just a needless worry. Maybe people will laugh and ask, why did you come back? No, it's fine. I'm just curious myself. I spoke the words aloud as if to confirm them and ran toward the observatory. In the middle of the sea of stars, there stood the observatory. A building meant for gazing at the stars. It was built in a place where artificial light cannot reach. A lonely building, standing all by itself. And that is where she lives. It seems that with the Aluminius, emotions were conveyed even through without words. Having led that way, she has become a solitary, individual life form. Because of that, she probably never experienced loneliness. Even without speaking, her feelings would have been understood. Even as she is feeling sad right now. The only ones who can truly understand those feelings are us. Catching my breath, I enter the observatory. Awayuki! Too impatient to wait for an answer, I throw the door open while calling her name. Awayuki, who said she was going back to making chizu, is.
何？どうして？
Sitting curled up in the corner of the room. Her voice trembles. It's not because she's surprised that I've returned. It was probably even before that.
なんで？帰ったはずでしょ？なんでいるの？
Awayuki. Still in her masked suit, she suddenly turns her face away. Awayuki. あれ。
今はダメ。待ってちょうだい。今は
麦には見せられないから。
She cuts me off just as I'm about to speak. I'm not waiting.
待たないって。
Because if you wait, you'll probably just try to hide the fact that you're crying.
泣いてなんて。
You are crying.
そんなのわからないじゃない。
I know. Her voice is already uncontrollably choked with sobs. And besides, because we're koibito. As if those words had broken a dam, she burst into tears, no longer trying to hold them back.
苦しいの。こんな体になって麦にもつづらにも見せられなくて、昨日より体がおかしくなっていって、なりたくない。今までの体のままでいたいの。
Awayuki.
ずっと思ってたわ。いつかは青雪も人間の形をやめるだろうけど、全ては流動するんだから、それは宇宙から見れば当然のことだって。青雪が、この体が変わっていくって、老いるし傷つくし醜くなるし、いつかは死ぬし。なのにそれが苦しいの、怖いの。今までこんなことはなかったのに。
A heart-wrenching sob. Even without seeing her face, I know she is sobbing like a child. Huh. I want to say, no matter what form you take, I love you, Awayuki. But I feel like I shouldn't say that. That would be just my own values. A selfish imposition. Awayuki accompanied me out of goodwill, knowing how much I value family. As a result, she only ended up hurting me. It was her own selfishness born from good intentions. That's why, to her, having lost her beauty, saying I love you anyway would be nothing more than my own selfishness. To look at this unsightly form and call it beautiful would be to mock her. It would be to disregard the very things she holds dear. That is why I'll always be by your side.
麦、
So, let's find a way to bring back your beauty.
それは
Something precious to Awayuki.
そうね。
Telling an athlete who has been injured, I love you even if you can't run, is absolutely wrong. It must be the same for Awayuki, even though she has lost her beauty. Saying such things is nothing more than coddling her. It is a way to wallow in nothing but one's own self-satisfaction. It's nothing more than being intoxicated by the idea of being someone who accepts anything. I am beautiful. I am? Maybe it should be you are. Okay, I'll try you are. You are beautiful and lovely. And you take pride in that. You can... okay, that's him saying what he's saying. I am beautiful and lovely. And I take pride in that. You can say that in front of people even without being embarrassed. I love how confident you are, Awayuki. That's why. Let's become beautiful again, Awayuki. Awayuki's shoulders slumped slightly.
ありがとう、麦。でも、こんな姿を見たら、そうは言えないわ。こんなんじゃ。
She had been desperately holding on to keep her head from falling off, but her grip loosened slightly. And then slowly, as if hesitating, Awayuki peeks her face out just a little from the mascot suit. Traces of dry tears remain on her cheeks. Huh. She doesn't look like Awayuki I have known until now. But still, she has so many eyes. Hey, why don't you try changing your makeup for each one? The Awayuki I know, the Awayuki I love, always tries to be beautiful no matter the circumstances. She does her absolute best for the sake of beauty. That's just the kind of strange woman you are.
麦は淡雪以上に淡雪を分かっているわね。それにちょっと厳しい。
Well, you wanted to be comforted, or if it's better if I spoil you, I'll do that. Awayuki thinks for a moment. Then she shakes her head.
麦はこんな淡雪は好き。異形と人間の恋愛。新しいわ。
I guess so. Yeah, and that's just the kind of person Awayuki is. Boundlessly positive, proactive about everything. A walking ball of curiosity. I must have been influenced by her, but feeling that Awayuki was dear to me was real, even if she wasn't beautiful. Awayuki.
麦。
Driven by the emotions welling up inside me, I pressed my lips against Awayuki's. A small sigh escapes her. As I slowly pull my face away, Awayuki gives a troubled smile. I had a feeling.
もうこんな姿なのにキスできるなんてどうかしてるわ。
I think I'm losing it too. Well, you know, men want to act cool at times like these.
いいわ。かっこつけさせてあげる。
And a better re-end, you know what comes up next. Anyway, right. I hug Awayuki. It just feels like a costume.
じゃあやっぱり元の体を取り戻さないとね。
Then I really had to get my original body back, don't we? Oh no, wait. We is actually proper for an aluminius. Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. When we look at each other's faces again, we both blush and share a small smile.
ありがとう。麦。
For what?
いろいろ。
Iroiro. Ka. Truthfully, I don't want to leave Awayuki alone after this, but I should head home for today.
ありがとう。じゃあまた明日。
In another re-end, something would have happened there. Anyway. Kumayuki waves her hands vigorously. Of all the days I've spent with Awayuki, surely today is the day she is the least beautiful. But still. It's the day she was most precious. The day I felt most like she was my koibito. Without a doubt, it was today. The next day, I went to the station cafe with Kigurumi Awayuki. Since there is a toshokan here, I thought I might find some clues on how to fix Awayuki's condition. Chiwa.
おはよう、スズラ。
Why is she not wearing the sign? Because, you know, she's walking in a bear suit. And it's not like everyone in the town.
Kuma?
It's just the Kigurumi. We saw each other yesterday and the day before, didn't we?
本物のクマが入ってくる可能性もあるでしょ。それは確かにそうね。
Yeah, you should wear like you should keep wearing the sign or something.
着ぐるみの中身がクマの可能性もあるし。それはないわ。席どこにする？ご注文は？はちみつ。いえ、今日は鮭にしておこうかしら。やっぱりクマ。冗談よ。今日は図書館に用事があるの。本嗅ぐの？
We're doing some research to see if there's any hints for curing Awayuki.
ああ、応急措置の本とか。ご家庭の医学とかあったかも。
Do you think that will work?
無理じゃないかしら。あと覚えてる本って食べられる野草の本とか女子がモテモテになるための秘訣とか。そのぐらいしか。
I can't expect much from her as a librarian.
そもそも図書館よりも淡雪の方が有益でしょ。知識といえば淡雪、偏差値8の言った。
Well, it's true that Awayuki is knowledgeable.
物知りっておばあちゃんの知恵袋レベルの言い方ね。淡雪はアルミアスとして数十万年かけて蓄積した知識を持ってるのよ。
And where did that knowledge go? How come you're not aware of any approach to deal with your own condition right now as an Aluminius?
その淡雪の知識の中にないのだから治す方法はないのよ。
Do you know what you just said, Awayuki?
まあまあ、とりあえずコーヒーでも飲んで。
Suzuna brings over a cup of soy coffee. But Awayuki's still wearing a kigurumi, so she won't be able to drink it.
ありがとう。
My goodness, she's using a straw quite so skillfully. Where did she bring one with her?
これで飲む。おぎゅっ。熱い飲み物ってストローで飲むとやけどするの。私もやったことある。知識としては知ってたけど、初めて体験したわ。舌がヘリヘリする。
I head toward the bookshelves, letting out a small smile at the noisy pair. I doubt there's anything like on the ecology of Aluminius, though. Even something occult related might provide a clue. No good, dameda. It's nothing but tall tales, secrets of cryptids, or hidden truths. I've read a few of those, but none of them seem like they'll be of any use. However, Suzuna and Awayuki are both reading their books intently.
この木の実食べちゃダメなんだって。道理で食べるとお腹痛くなるわけだ。お腹痛くなったら食べるのやめないと。でもそうまでして食べるってことは美味しいの？全然。
なんで食べてるの？
They're reading completely different books. No, I wanted you to look into Awayuki. Maybe they've grown bored because the two of them are talking about something else entirely now. Well, wanting to keep Awayuki is my own selfishness. She's already said it's impossible, and I'm just trying to do something about it anyway. I'll look a little more. Moving away from the books on space, I head toward the local history section. There, I found an old book, not bound like the modern ones. The title is... The handwriting is elegant, but it's stained in places, making it unreadable. Suzura, what is this book?
テケレツ大百科。
Huh?
表紙が読めないから、私が勝手にそう呼んでるの。テケレツ祭様が作った発明品が書いてあると思う。
And the content?
すごい臭かった。
So, she stepped it, but didn't actually read it.
ある一族の話が書いてあるみたいね。
Oh no, the Kaze no Ichizoku, isn't it? Can you read it?
淡雪だもの。この世の9割9分9厘。9毛9子9骨9尾。9戦9社9人9愛。9秒9木9目のことは知っているわ。
We're gonna need a better way to localize this, huh? I just don't understand the units.
ロコって単位かわいい。
Well, it just means she knows a whole lot. I guess there are still things you don't know, even after coming this far.
そうね。
What is it you don't understand?
淡雪が治る方法とつづらの行動。
That makes a lot of sense. Hope we can flish through the pages fluently.
災いの予兆があったとき、この一族がどこかに沈めに行くみたい。
This is very important since we know the concept of the Kaze no Ichizoku.
で、帰ってこなかったりするんだって。その記録みたい。
Soka. That's probably different from a calamity, and doesn't seem like have any relation to it. Is there any way?
そうね。
Awayuki thinks for a moment.
つづらもいるし、ちょっと外に出ましょうか。じゃあエプロン外してくるね。ついてきてって意味じゃないわ。つづらに見られたくないことだから。そういうことか。私に見られたくないこと。エロいことなら中の方がいいんじゃ。エロいことじゃないわ。麦くん、エロいことじゃないみたいだけど、それでも外に行く？
I really like their gag. I'm going. With those words, Suzura closed her eyes for just a moment.
何かあったら呼んでね。
She said to me, When we stepped outside, it had become pitch black, and the only sounds were those of nature. It was a calming sound, yet it felt eerie as well. After walking for a bit, Awayuki turned around and faced me.
ないことはないわ。ヒント程度をつかむ方法ならないことはないの。
What? So, there is one. Then why are you doing?
少し前の淡雪だったら難なくしてたのかもしれないけど、ちょっとね。はあ、麦が淡雪のことを好きすぎるんだもの。
I do love you too much.
それに応えて好きすぎちゃう淡雪にも困ったものね。じゃあ、ちょっと頑張っちゃおうかしら。
Awayuki presses her hands together. Awayuki, are you talking about that thing where you go to the neighboring Awauchu? I thought you weren't going there anymore.
そう思ってたけど、淡雪が綺麗な姿に戻る方法はこの淡宇宙にはないから。だから別の淡宇宙でその知識を見つけてくるわ。
そうか。
なんとなく当たりはつけてあるからちょっとだけ行ってくるわね。
わかった。I answer, however. Awayuki, who had been pressing her hands together, begins to tremble slightly. Is it just me, or does she seem different than usual?
ちょっとだけね。愛の生命体である淡雪は麦を好きになって愛が変質したの。アルミアスとして
やるべきことをやらずに自身の愛を変質させた。だからちょっとね、無限にあったものが有限になっちゃって。
Give me a second.
"今までみたいに多くは使えないかな。
What do you mean by that?"
まあ、移動にはエネルギーを使うんだけど、淡雪はアルミウスとのつながりが細くなったから。だから淡雪自身からそのエネルギーを捻出しなきゃいけないの。
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
少し命を使うかも。
Huh? No, you're life force. You've been doing this just fine until now, right? I haven't heard anything about this.
大丈夫。有限になっても麦たちよりはずいぶん多いわ。たくさん命を使っても麦のことを見とる程度には長生きするようにしておくから安心して。
No, even if you say that, hearing that she's shaving away her life
だ
force.
から大丈夫。探してくるわ。元に戻る方法。
No, wait, let's talk a bit more. I reach out to touch her, trying to stop Awayuki.
麦、触っちゃダメ。
The ground and my own body both felt weightless.
そのまま淡雪を掴んでて。
And then, the hand that was holding her slips right through. Yeah! I tumble, falling quite spectacularly. I like how this is literally just the opposite. But notice the sign. Even though this is literally the opposite, the word open is completely like, it's not open, it's open. But everything here is the opposite. My whole body stings. It looks like I scraped myself. Awayuki. Awayuki, who should have been right in front of me, is gone. Did she go next door? I couldn't stop her. But, well, if only I can find a way to return things to normal. I'm sure it'll work out somehow. For now, I'll head back to the cafe. Huh? Something feels off. I'm back. Everything here is going the reverse order or something. I call out to the room. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? Our business is closed for today. Okay, our business is closed for today. I can read it. Mugi. Oh, did you get that injury? Huh? What's wrong, Suzura? Why is in reverse? Something in reverse. Why is everything in reverse? Huh? Why is everything in reverse? I like that.
Mugi.
I like how also the shot the sign is also different. Kurozu. Oh no! This is the original world because Kurosu is the closer in the original world. He vanished. He vanished right before my eyes. Mugi!
ヒーロー、どうしたの？
すずら、どうしよう。
Oh man, he went to the Awayuki where everything is right and left. That switch. That's an interesting world.
何が？あれ、麦君は？
麦は
I'm too afraid to say it, but I had to tell her.
一人で別の泡宇宙に。
どうやって？
淡雪が移動しようとした時に麦と接触して、それで探しに行かなくちゃ。
どこに？
別の泡宇宙、お隣さん。
それってなんかいっぱいあるんだよね。見つけられるの？
見つけるまで探すの。
My tone inadvertently turns harsh.
そうしてほしい。そうしてほしいけど、ヒーローは大丈夫なの？大丈夫じゃないから外で話してたんでしょ？
大丈夫
She says that. I say that, but
じゃないかも。
Awayuki has become an individual from the Aluminius, and whose very form of love has transformed. There's no way such an Awayuki would be okay while using the power of the Aluminius. Is it just as I explained it to Mugi? I remember his body crumbling away.
でも行かなきゃ。
There's no hesitation. I press my hands together as if in prayer.
どうなったっていい。麦のためだもの。
ヒーロー。
だからこれで崩れてしまっても、
帰ってくるよね。
命を失うことになっても。
また3人で一緒にだよね。
麦をこの宇宙に戻してあげないと。
ヒーローも帰ってくるんだよね。
淡雪の愛は麦のために使うわ。
答えてよ。
ごめんねつづら。まずは近いところから。ヒーロー。久々の移動ね。
I flew here, choosing an Uchu as close to my original world as possible. The surrounding scenery is no different from Masumicho I've known until now. I closed my eyes for a moment, sharpening my senses.
違うのね。
It seems there is an Awayuki in this Awauchi too, living in the Masumicho. But the Awayuki doesn't know Mugi. I complete the synchronization of that information in an instant.
次に行きましょう。ここでもないわ。
It's very convenient to be an Aluminius. You could download each other's thoughts.
この宇宙にもいない。
The infinite possibilities of the Uchu. Even with the power of the Aluminius, finding Mugi among them is no easy task. I look down at my own body from inside the mascot suit.
もう腕がダメになってるみたいね。
A body crafted to be beautifully white and translucent. That suited the name Awayuki perfectly, and I loved it dearly.
あの形がこの世で一番綺麗だったのに。
Now, it has broken into something distorted. I can never return to that shape, and I can never walk around in that seifuku again. Soon, Awayuki will crumble away.
麦。
Just as I was about to let out a small whimper of complaint, I hear that voice.
うわ、びっくりした。
I lifted my head from where I was looking down.
麦。麦だわ。こんなところにいたのね。
Yokatta. I thought I'd never see him again. Overcome with joy, I instantly take a step forward to embrace him.
なんだよ、俺のこと知ってるのか。そんな着ぐるみの知り合いいないんだけど、本当に誰？
Mugi recoils, looking frightened. Even a sense of loathing is visible on his face. Synchronization with Awayuki of this Uchu is complete.
ごめんなさい。私の知ってる麦じゃないのね。
意味がわからないんだけど。あ、悪い。俺仕事の途中だから行かないと。
Though he looked back to me curiously, Mugi ran off toward the town hall. I watched his retreating back, unable to say a word. Finally, I understand what I have done.
こんなに辛いことだったのね。
Tears streamed down my cheek, which is on the verge of deforming. Someday, I thought it would be a good thing to let Mugi meet a family from another Uchu. Back then, I truly didn't understand why he wouldn't be happy.
別の麦に会ってもちっとも嬉しくない。淡雪と一緒に過ごして淡雪を好きだって言ってくれた麦じゃないと会えても意味がない。全然こんなの意味がないじゃない。
To think that until just recently, I didn't even understand that.
ごめんなさい。
Now, I understand perfectly well just how wrong it was. But there was no one here to listen to my apology. I want to see him. I want to see Mugi, the one who told me he loved a hopeless person like this Awayuki. I crossed through countless Uchu. With every jump, I can feel my body breaking down. And I can feel my very life being withered away. But just a little longer. If I can just endure a little more, surely. Even if the probabilities is as slim as a miracle. Even so, I'm sure. I wake up. A whole body aches. No. More importantly, where I am.
おはよう。怪我は大丈夫？
I like how she was able to reverse her speech there. She says, "Good morning. Are you hurt?" Huh? どこ？
駅舎カフェ。昨日急に訪ねてきて、言葉を反対から喋るからびっくりしたわ。
The station cafe. You? I can't do this badly. Let me... Give me a second. You know what? Let's keep this as an intended experience. It's supposed to be like this because this is intended. So if you're supposed to be as equally confused.
応急措置してたら
ストレスからか倒れるように眠った。
Wait, you know the funny thing is that she's speaking correctly, but things are the text is still like I guess the original text was still intended to be in reverse, but Suzara started to speak in reverse. So it's interesting. I think that's what they did. Okay, so the first is the station cafe. You showed up suddenly yesterday speaking in reverse, so you gave me quite a shock. The current line is while I gave you first aid, you fell into deep sleep, perhaps from the stress.
だからそのままここに寝かせておいたの。
So just what's this? U-L-E-T? So I just let you sleep here. Huh? Wait, what?
この喋り方はあなたに合わせたの。私は言葉を逆に喋ってるけど、こっちなら聞き取れるのよね。
Okay, let's do. I wonder if I adjusted the way I speak to match you. I'm speaking in reverse, but can you understand this? Can you stand me this way, right? No. I can't make any sense of this at all. I mean, and there's a massive sense of wrongness. Mirror writing. The text. The layout of the shop. Everything was reversed. Did I enter a looking glass world? Oh man. Don't you like that chapter in that one VN? No. This is a different Awayuki. Did I move to another Awayuki?
阿波宇宙移動？阿波宇宙？
Move to Awayuki. Awayuki. Okay.
なるほど。それで。
I see. So that's why. Are you satisfied with that? Even in another universe, Uchu, Suzara is still Suzara.
ええ、天才だもの。
Yes, because I'm a genius. She says she's a genius, but this should be I. Even I could do that. No way. That can't be.
普通に言葉を逆再生して喋れる人はなかなかいない。
Okay, this is too long. Let me use the LLM to reverse this for me. Jesus Christ. I like how my LLM also tried to repeat the same experience. Trying to force yourself to read this from reverse. Anyway, it's not every day you meet someone who can speak in perfect reverse.
それを平然とやるくらいには天才。
I can't wait for a route. Alright, next is... She's a genius. Enough to do that with a straight face. No. Now that you mention it, you're right.
偏差値6不可思議。
What did you just say? Let me reverse what you just said. A deviation score of 6. That's inexplicable. I don't know what the unit is, but it's just like Awayuki.
阿波雪？うちで飼ってるブサかわいい猫の名前。
Something about Awayuki. Let's see. Let's reverse that. So what she said is... Awayuki? That's the name of the ugly cute cat we keep at home. Neko? So in this Uchu, she became a Neko.
今の言葉から察するに、君の世界の私は頭が悪いんだ。
Okay, so in reverse, this says... Judging by what you just said, does that mean I'm stupid in your world? Your insight and comprehension are amazing. Yeah. Even someone who knows almost everything in this world once said they couldn't understand Suzura.
じゃあ、その人にとって、この私は理解ができないくらい天才ってことになるね。
So in this world, she's literally smart. That's cute. Okay, let's see what she says. The game intended for you to listen to the audio track. Then for that person, it means I'm a genius beyond their comprehension. Yeah, I suppose so. That means Awayuki had said, the way to cure Awayuki, and Suzura doesn't know. If everything is inverted, then the person standing here now is that Suzura so brilliant that Awayuki couldn't understand her. And that's the case. Nah. I want to ask for your advice.
いいけど。
Sure, why not?
にしても、私たち一応初対面だよ。慣れ慣れしくない。
Okay. And she says, I like how LMs have no idea, have no problem figuring out this is just in reverse. Anyway, still, we only just met, you know. Aren't you being a bit too familiar? Go man, I was fairly close with the Suzura, my original world.
そうなんだ。
I see. Sigh. She falls into a thought for a moment.
いいよ。こっちの世界の麦くんとも仲はいいしね。
I like how she's actually smart because she realizes this is not the Mugi that she knows. I mean, obviously, because he's speaking in reverse, but like, it's fine. I'm in good terms with the Mugi-kun at this world.
それで、どんな相談？
So, what did you want to talk to me about? 実は。
なるほど。
I see. Susura nods several times as she listens. Well,
どうにかする方法は、
a way to do it is
この泡宇宙にはない。
not in this Awauchu. Soka. I had high hopes, but I guess there really isn't one. Arigato. Awayuki did say that the method exists in another Awayuchi though. I offer a smile as best as I can, despite my lack of strength.
でも、まだ諦めない方がいい。
But you shouldn't give up just yet. Huh? If I shouldn't give up, is there a way?
ないけど、言ったでしょ。
There isn't one. There isn't one. But my head is hurting because I'm trying to reverse this in my brain. I told you, didn't I?
この泡宇宙にはって。
Not. Let me just reverse this. Well, I should stop using my actual brain for this. In this bubble universe, what do you mean by that?
今の君は、たった2本の木を見て、カブトムシがいないって落ち込んでるだけ。
Okay, let's see. Right now, you're just looking at 2 trees and getting depressed because there are no beetles.
木はもっとたくさんある。林になって、森になれば、カブトムシがいない方が難しい。
There are many more trees. If they become a grove, if they become a forest, it would be harder not to find beetles. Sumari,
麦君はまだその宇宙の知識でしか考えてない。
no. Give me a second. It's coming. Muki-kun, you're only thinking within the scope of the knowledge of this universe.
別の泡宇宙を大量に渡ればその知識があるかもしれない。
If you travel through a vast number of different Awa Uchu, you might find that knowledge Ishiki. Wait, give me a second. I wanna make this a smoother experience. Because obviously let me take a screenshot here. I'll be right back. I know we kind of moved on scenes, but man, it's so because the mere fact that she's already speaking in and she tried speaking in reverse so she could match our speech. The text should also be in reverse. It should be back to normal for ours. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the text here should show properly, but I guess her name should still be like in reverse, but whatever. It's fine.
駅舎カフェ。昨日急に訪ねてきて言葉を反対から喋るからびっくりしたわ。
There you go.
応急措置してたらストレスからか倒れるように眠った。だからそのままここに寝かせておいたの。
Huh? Wait, what?
この喋り方はあなたに合わせたの。私は言葉を逆に喋ってるけど、こっちなら聞き取れるのよね。
No. I can't make any sense of this at all. I mean, there's a massive sense of wrongness. Mirror writing. The text, the layout of the shop. Everything was reversed. Did I enter a looking glass world? No. This is a different Awa Uchu. Did I move to another Awa Uchu?
阿波宇宙移動？阿波宇宙？なるほど。それで。
Are you satisfied with that? Even in another Uchu, Suzura is still Suzura.
ええ、天才だもの。
Yeah, I should have fixed that other issue as well, but you know what? Never mind. No way. It can't be.
普通に言葉を逆再生して喋れる人はなかなかいない。それを平然とやるくらいには天才。
No. Now that you mention it, you're right.
偏差値6不可思議。
I don't know what that unit is, but it's just like Awayuki.
Awayuki？うちで飼ってるブサかわいい猫の名前。
Neko. So, in this Uchu, she became a Neko.
今の言葉から察するに、君の世界の私は頭が悪いんだ。
Your insight and comprehension are amazing. Yeah, even someone who knows almost everything in this world once said they couldn't understand Suzura.
じゃあ、その人にとって、この私は理解ができないくらい天才ってことになるね。
I suppose so. That means Awayuki had said the way to cure Awayuki and Suzura doesn't know. If everything is inverted, then the person standing here now is a Suzura so brilliant that Awayuki couldn't understand her. And that's the case. Ne, I want to ask for your advice.
いいけど。にしても、私たち一応初対面だよ。
Oh man, I was fairly close with the Suzura from the original world.
そうなんだ。
She falls into thought for a moment.
いいよ。こっちの世界の麦くんとも仲はいいしね。それで、どんな相談？
実は。
なるほど。
Suzura nods several times as she listens. Well?
どうにかする方法は、この泡宇宙にはない。
So ka. I had high hopes. But I guess there really isn't one. Arigato. Awayuki did say that the method exists in another Awauchi though. I offer her a smile, as best as I can, despite my lack of strength.
でも、まだ諦めない方がいい。
Huh? If I shouldn't give up, is there a way?
ないけど、言ったでしょ。この泡宇宙にはって。
どういうこと？
今の君はたった2本の木を見てカブトムシがいないって落ち込んでるだけ。木はもっとたくさんある。林になって森になればカブトムシがいない方が難しい。
つまり
麦君はまだその宇宙の知識でしか考えてない。別の泡宇宙を大量に渡ればその知識があるかもしれない。アルミアスが普通に肉体を作成するのがトレンドになって人間と手を取り合ってる泡宇宙とか、アルミアスが新しい愛の概念に感動して淡雪さんを人間として生まれ変わらせる泡宇宙とか、アルミアスの愛が理解できるようになった地球がある世界とか、そういうところだったら方法があるかも。
You're right. There might be an Uchu filled with energy beings that think just like Awayuki.
そういうのを見つければいいんじゃないかな。
Arigato.
どういたしまして。
そっか。If I travel through enough of them, I might find it. Why didn't I realize that sooner?
多分淡雪さんが意図的に隠してたか嘘をついたんだよ。命を使うってことだから心配かけないようにしたかったんだと思う。だから気がつかないのは仕方ないことだと思うよ。
How is your mind so sharp? I can't even call Suzura an ostrich anymore.
私あなたたちの宇宙でダチョウって呼ばれてるの？
No. Go in.
やめてよね。あんな頭のいい鳥に例えるなんて嫌味すぎるよ。
So in this world, an ostrich is very smart.
私レベルの天才でもダチョウの足元にも及ばない。
That can't be.
体が弱すぎて襲ってこないけど、もうちょっとダチョウの体が強かったら宇宙を支配してるからね。
That's a very interesting Uchu, where the ostrich are very smart. In this Uchu, ostriches are smart. Huh? But what am I supposed to do after this? I can't move it between Awa Uchu, so I can't go home and I can't go looking for a way to fix this either.
それはもう待ってる以外の方法はないと思うよ。大丈夫。人の縁はそう簡単に切れない。愛の生命体だったら愛をたどってやってくる。だから大丈夫。彼女と会えると思う場所に行ってみるといい。
わかった。ありがとう、Suzura. How many Awa Uchu had I crossed? It had been so long that it felt foolish even to try and count them. The moment I crossed into the Uchu, I knew I was there. I felt a presence that was well known, a deeply familiar presence. It was a Masumi-cho that looked much like my original Uchu. It was somehow different.
この世界のどこかにいる。
But I didn't know where. But I felt as if they were right there. I had a feeling that if it were Mugi, he would come to me. And so... Seeing that figure, I run toward him. The face that turns around is...
淡雪！
A face I know so well.
いや、この世界のか。
The one I love so much.
待て、その中身は美ですわ。 俺の世界の淡雪か。
It was Mugi.
あなた、本当に淡雪の知ってる麦よね。
It's kind of weird seeing ourselves right now.
電気柵を一緒に触りに行った。
ああ、
猛毒温泉に行った麦。
Give me a second. So weird seeing ourselves.
あ
苔でスケートして汚くなった麦。
あ、思い返すとろくなことしてないな、俺たち。
淡雪の形が変わったのにキスしてくれた麦。
あ、
じゃあ間違いなく麦ね。
だな。
He says that, giving me an embarrassed smile.
なあ、淡雪。俺は、お前の選択に付き合おうと思う。命を削ってまで移動をして、全てを取り戻そう。このまま帰って、今を大切にするのもいいかなって思う。俺は、淡雪に付き合うよ。
その口ぶりは淡雪が他の淡宇宙に方法を探しに行こうとしてたのを知ってる感じね。
ああ、この宇宙のつづらから聞いたんだ。別の淡宇宙なら淡雪を治す可能性があるかもしれないって。命を失わずに済むかもしれないって。でもそのために命を使うのは賭けというか。
そうね。
As of now, there's no way to restore Awayuki's body to its former beauty. The memories and knowledge of hundreds and thousands of years of Alimunius say there's no such way exists. But until now, have always been moved by such seemingly meaningless actions. I have rejoiced, been moved, been shaken by experiences that lie beyond the reaches of mere knowledge. This action is surely meaningless, something without purpose. The answer is already clear. It is something that cannot be overcome with a mere word like Iseki. And yet, Awayuki. To be with Mugi until the very end. To remain the beautiful Awayuki in front of Mugi. She will keep moving forward, even until the very last moment. I want to be a version of Awayuki that I can be proud of in every single Awauchu. That's why even if I know it's futile, even if I know it's meaningless, it won't be meaningless. From here on, it is a story where the answer will not change. But surely the sense of fulfillment will be different. And so...
そうね。じゃあ一緒に探しましょう。
あ、
Even knowing that answer won't change. Oh. Awayuki pulled me by the arm, and we flew to another Awauchi. No matter how many times I experience it, I still can't get used to the sensation.
うまくいったわね。ここに何かあるといいけど。
A miracle-like possibility that might not even exist. Awayuki said there were others like her in Aluminius. So I thought maybe we'll get lucky and meet one, or find some trace of them, but as of now, we can't even get a lead. ところで Awayuki, is it okay for you to be traveling between Awauchu like this? Doesn't using too much power put your body in danger?
まあ、それはそうなんだけど、もうすでにぐちゃぐちゃだもの。この際、ちょっとめちゃめちゃになるぐらい気にしないわ。
でも、
それに、もし治す方法が見つかったら、一発大逆転じゃない。放っておいても、どうせ異形化は治らないんだから、可能性にかけてみようと思ったの。ほぼ確実に、無駄に終わるでしょうけど。
Despite saying that, she is smiling happily for some reason. Soka. But don't push yourself too hard. If it causes you pain, Awayuki, then it defeats the whole purpose. Don't hold back. Tell me.
それでこの宇宙では何をするの？
Let's see. We'll pose as tourists and do some questioning around town. Asking questions like, have you heard any rumors about the Aluminius? Would already make us look suspicious. It'll be even more suspicious if I'm walking around with a fluffy mascot suit by my side. It's no use. There's nothing here either.
そうね。淡雪もここの淡雪と情報を同期したけど、特に何も得られなかったわ。
Synchronize?
情報共有よ。知らない情報があれば入ってくるんだけど。
I had no idea such a convenient system existed. Yeah. I guess it really isn't in this Uchu after all.
そうね。次に行きましょう。
Wait, it's night. そういえば, how does time work when we travel between Uchu?
宇宙によっていろいろね。時間の速度が違うこともあるし、それと、ここでは永遠に夜が続くみたい。
Wait, how can things still develop if everything's eternally night? She said something that sounded like a fairy tale, as if it were perfectly normal. For a fairy tale, there are plenty of regular houses and stuff around.
セロトニン不足でみんなうつうつとしてるらしいわ。
Wait, so how do they... You do know a lot of things... Everyone should be way different. Even the whole concept of a house might look different as well. But whatever. This place has its own struggles too. ここは
場所を間違えたわね。日本じゃないわ、ここ。
This is Aino's town. And if my speculation is correct, this is in Russia. They're already in Russia somewhere the most eastern part of Russia. Were you able to synchronize?
ええ。でもこの宇宙の淡雪、まだエネルギー生命体だわ。しかも、生まれたてでこれっぽっちも役に立たないわね。
Don't talk down about yourself so much. Awayuki, is your body okay? I wonder how much time has passed. We've been jumping between worlds countless times now. It's frustrating that I can't see Awayuki's expression through the mascot suit.
大丈夫と言いたいところだけど、さすがに限界かもしれないわね。足が崩壊すると歩けなくなっちゃうから。
I had hoped there might be a chance in one of the other worlds, but considering Awayuki's condition, it might be time to call it quits. Awayuki. But if we stop now, all I've done is wear her down. I grit my teeth, feeling pathetic and helpless.
もう一度だけ逆に言うと、これが最後。淡雪のこともそうだけど、麦のことも心配なの。
Alright.
普通の人間が淡宇宙移動を繰り返したらどうなるかわからない。
I don't care what happens to me.
淡雪は淡雪がどうなってもいいから、このまま移動を続ける。
Self-sacrifice is... nothing more than 自己満足。ごめん。
いいわ。
満足。
それで、これが最後。ほら、奇跡とかって最後の一回で起きたりするじゃない？だから、もう一回。それでダメなら、主観の淡宇宙に戻りましょう。それじゃあ、行くわよ。
And so, I'm deciding that this would be the last time. We travel through the Awayuki. Kokoa. When I open my eyes, I am standing in front of the familiar observatory. But something feels wrong. An intense sense of wrongness washes over me.
ここは、嘘。そんなことってあるの？いいえ、観測できないのだから、むしろあり得るってこと？
What happened? Could it be?
だったら、これも。
As Awayuki muttered those words, she took up her kigurumi. And then... Huh? She's back to normal. What happened? What's going on? Wait, I'm closing all the tabs right now. The Awayuki from back then was standing there.
どうかしら？
No, well, how should I put this? You really are a beauty, Awayuki.
そうでしょ、そうでしょ。
She leans her face close, smiling brightly. Well, look at that. よかった。本当に。I give her a light kiss. I can feel her warmth and her softness. Then hot tears spill from my eyes.
泣くことないじゃない。
Of course, I'll go with a cry after something like this. Besides, you too.
そうね。そうよね、麦。心配かけちゃったわね。
Seriously. Ah, よかった。よかった。本当に。You really can go back the way you were. Awayuki wore a lonely expression then asked.
町の方に行きましょうか。
Awayuki started walking toward town, and I followed her. The sunlight is gentle, like a spring day. The scenery of the town is exactly the same as the original world. So much so that I feel like I might be under the illusion that I've returned. And yet I can't shake an inexplicable sense of wrongness. Awayuki, did you manage to find the counterpart?
いいえ、それは無理ね。だって、この宇宙の淡雪はもともといないもの。
Then, is this a universe where Awayuki doesn't exist? So such worlds do exist.
淡雪だけじゃないわ。他のエネルギー生命体も人間もいない。
Wait, so this is there a being in this world? Or is this like, the thing that happens in Cross Shadow?
動物も微生物さえいないわ。生きている知的生命体は淡雪たち2人だけね。
Then why are there houses? Why are there infrastructure? What's going on here? Huh? Hearing that, I finally realized the true nature of the sense of wrongness. Up until now, I haven't passed a single soul. Masumicho, which should have been inhabited by many people, was deadly silent.
ここは星の数ほどある宇宙の中でもちょっと特殊なのよ。イデアもエイドスもない選択されなかった宇宙。卵が先か鶏が先かって話になるけれど、選択したからその宇宙が生まれたのか、その宇宙があったのか。前者の考えの中で誰も選択しなかった宇宙、それがここ。生まれなかった宇宙、選ばれなかった宇宙。
Wait, but isn't that a contradiction?
知的生命体が考えつくって時点で何かしらの方法や理屈はあるのよ。
Even as she stated that so firmly, Awayuki wears a puzzled expression. Perhaps this is a place even Awayuki didn't anticipate. It is likely just a hypothesis.
生まれなかった宇宙で、死んでる宇宙で、可能性があったはずの宇宙で、もう可能性のない宇宙。 凍った宇宙。
凍った宇宙？
知性を持つ者がいない。建造物や風景は形だけで劣化することもない。だからこの世界ではどんなものも不変を保つことができる。人類にはちょっとイレギュラーな世界の法則よね。
Does that apply to us too? Even those of us who came from outside?
ええ。だから多分この姿でいられる。
In that case,
治ったわけじゃないわ。
Soka. I feel all my strength drain away.
イデアがないから好き勝手できるってだけ。
どういうこと？
パソコンや携帯端末がある日ネットに繋がらなくなったようなものよ。そこで時は止まってスタンドアローンになる。その中ではその中にあるもので好き勝手できるわ。けどネットがつながった瞬間、様々なアップデートが始まる。Awayukiも元の世界に戻る。こんな感じになるわ。
The contents Awayuki showed me looked almost like an interdimensional space. It was to the point where I couldn't even tell if there were people there or not. I told you not to push yourself.
無理なんてしてないわ。だって痛かったりするわけじゃないもの。
Did we just have like that? That hurt my ear. Gomen. It's because I was being selfish.
Awayukiのためを思ってでしょ。
That really hurts the ear.
それに麦といろんな宇宙を渡るのも楽しかったし。
Every time she speaks, her distorted form flickers. Even as she loses her shape, for some reason I can still recognize her as Awayuki.
いつまでもこのままじゃあれだし。はい、B よ。
Oh, it's B! Looking at Awayuki, who has returned to normal self. For some reason, I burst out laughing. I laughed so hard that I collapsed onto the road. Awayuki does the same. I can't hear a single sound. Not the sound of kuruma. Not the sound of the kase. Not even the sound of insects. Not even the sound of the living earth. Nothing happens. But Awayuki is there. Nah, Awayuki.
何？
Is your body really going to be okay if you stay here?
ええ。治す方法はないけど、少なくともこれ以上壊れていくことはないわ。発展はないけど、その代わりに崩壊もない。宇宙と同じく、Awayukiも凍ってるみたいなもの。
じゃあ、ねえ。I don't want to try saying this. Spending time in this Uchu might not be so bad, right?
そんなこと考えてもみなかったわ。
She says with a bitter smile. It would just be you and me, Awayuki, and this entire Uchu. Wouldn't that be nice?
ええ、いいかも。それはすごくいいかもしれないわね。
普通のカップルはこんな経験できないわよ。
If we're going by that logic, every experience with you has been anything but normal. So at this point, it's too late for that. Nah, Awayuki. Not just on this earth, but there aren't any other life forms in this universe, Uchu, right?
そうね。
It's kind of like Adam and Eve on a cosmic scale.
それって今ここでエロいことするのね。
Base? I was thinking about that too. I'm not doing that. No. But I guess that's okay, since we're koibito. And that's the case. And it better be. Anyway, I knew it.
でも可能性が消えている世界だから子供はできないわ。
And another being that would meet.
子供の生まれない子作りに意味なんてないし、する必要はないわよね。
That's true, but
なんかものすごい顔してるわね。
Aluminius, you will not understand that sex is beyond.
それじゃあ街を探索してみましょうよ。
Let me clear my head. I'm curious to see what an Uchu without life is actually like. No, more like a machi with no one else in it. In it is actually kind of exciting. So we're doing the cross channel thing right now. Jesus.
おはよう、麦。
Wait, something weird happened. I also monitor my LLM. Like, it's doing something weird right now. Anyway, let's continue right now. Ohaya. When I open my eyes, Awayuki is sitting on the edge of my bed. I wonder how much time has passed since we arrived here. Whether it's during the day or while we sleep, we've been together constantly. Perhaps that's why. Do you want to sleep a little longer today?
そうね。
I somehow reach a point where I can understand what Awayuki is thinking. Or maybe Awayuki is becoming more human.
それもいいわね。じゃあこのまま二度寝しようかしら。
Okay, I'm back. The two of us share a moment of slumber, wrapped in the warm sunlight. I close my eyes once more. This really feels like it's better in the VN with certain things going on. When we grow tired of sleeping, one of us cooks something and we eat it together. There's no wind, no bird song, and no sound of waves. It is morning, but somehow I feel as if I never even woke up. We repeat those kinds of days for several days.
ちょっと退屈ね。
Oh, I see what they mean by going into a world where nothing is a stagnant universe. Remember, their whole schlick was about always looking for new experiences and all that, finding the beauty and all. So that's what Awayuki said to me. Then, shall we try living by the clock? After talking like that, we decided to try living on a student schedule.
麦遅刻するわ
She would say that, and then would jump out of bed. We would both stuff whatever was lying around into our mouths and head toward the school. in this world, the school is still kinda, yeah. Of course, there was no one there, but we would sit in whatever seats we liked and wait for class to begin. When lunchtime arrived,
今日は何を食べようかしら
Awayuki and I would chat like that while having a casual lunch. It's like a fucked up version of Cross Channel, basically. No, wait a second. Cross Channel's already fucked up. Then lesser than Cross Channel, obviously. And there were no teachers, and no bells ever rang. We were simply spending time inside the vessel that was a gutko. Since we also grew tired of class, we decided to try joining clubs after school. Every day we tried a different club.
バッタービビってるわ
I never heard of that before.
いいえビビるわ顔を狙うもの
Kawaii. But even when we played baseball, it just turned into a simple game of catch.
さあ淡雪特製のパンを焼いてあげるわ
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
淡雪のどことは言わない体の一部のようにふっくらとして柔らかに仕上げるわ
Which unnamed body parts are we talking about? Stop it. You're making it harder to eat.
金がいないの忘れてたわ
It's gummy and crunchy at the same time. For some reason, my eyes drift towards Awayuki's body.
淡雪はペタッとしてカリッカリじゃないわ
Even if you make pan, it won't rise because there are no living bacteria. It makes me realize all over again that no one besides us is alive.
なるほど音楽や色で感情を表現しようとしているのね
I don't watch many foreign films, but they're actually pretty interesting. The biggest hit was the Film Research Club. We got a projector and started collecting films.
頑張れおじいちゃん
Oh, hi. That bike, it really was fast, wasn't it?
なんでそんなバカな理屈で組んだバイクが速いのよ
Since there was no one else around, we'll make a huge fuzz or dance together during musical films. Even though it was just on the screen, I remember feeling moved, seeing humans move like that for the first time in a long while. Hot dogs. Let's watch a movie while eating hot dogs, Awayuki.
なんでそんなにテンション高いのよ
The ones in the movie theater were too expensive, so I didn't feel like buying them. But if we buy them here, we can still enjoy the atmosphere.
おじ
Well, it's just a plain hot dog after all. No, but I actually feel like it's actually delicious. Tabun. We would procure movie theater food that we couldn't buy in the original Awayuki and lose ourselves in the films. We would travel to distant towns and even visit places like Game Center. And they were all games I had never played before. The two of us even played billiards and darts. It was just like being a normal high school student. Totally normal high school students spending most of their time alone being just acting more like friends than being lovers. On the way home, we would even try buying snacks. Well, since there was no real school and no shopkeepers, it was debatable whether we were actually buying anything. There was no one around, so I thought about causing absolute chaos, but I didn't. Like students, we bought things that were cheap and looked a little unhealthy. Even though there were plenty, we would share a single bottle of juice. It was nothing special, but it was fun. I'm sure there was an Awayuki where Awayuki and I lived in such a normal life. We spent a while doing stuff like that. Thank you so much. I held my own graduation ceremony and decided to leave school behind. And after that, instead of idling my time away like before, I tried to live my life with intention. I cleaned my room, ate healthy meals, and kept a regular sleep schedule. I made up my own anniversaries and exchanged presents on those days. How should I put it? Normalcy. Ordinary days. Mundane moments. I began to pile them up. Carefully. So carefully. Sometimes wandering off to see a movie. Sometimes just going on a trip on a whim. Or simply just being together in a room. Doing totally nothing at all. Nothing at all. Days never had before. Days we probably wouldn't have been able to live. I enjoyed them, even though I was able to live such days. But somehow, I felt a little lonely. Today, I went to a nearby field with Awayuki and took some yasai without permission. Covered in mud and drenched in sweat, we harvested the yasai, washed them, and packed them into bags. The two of us headed home, carrying the bags in our hands. Mugi's still wearing his random ass get up, and at least Awayuki's wearing her nice outfit. It's already twilight. Since there are no people in this town, no lights ever flicker on at night. Because the universe never changes, I don't even truly feel hunger. So, I don't even need to eat. Even if I do nothing, things will just continue like this. With Awayuki just as she is. With Tsukushi just as she is. Forever. 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 We will simply live on like this. This life, the beginning of which I no longer remember, continues without end. The world never reaches its conclusion. Neither I nor Awayuki will ever reach an end. Awayuki can maintain her beauty. She is beautiful, so beautiful, and my eyes meet with the helplessly beautiful Awayuki.
どうしたの、麦？ずいぶん見てたけど。
I think his mind is breaking. Anyway. This, in its own way, is happiness. Just as I am about to say that out loud. Awayuki, who is walking ahead of me, suddenly stops. And there stands a nostalgia building. An abandoned station. It's Suzura's cafe. I wonder why. I haven't been there in a long time. I don't know the reason. No, maybe I did know. Maybe I was avoiding it.
あの子、何してるのかしら?
Suzura isn't in this uchu. Even though the sun is setting, the inside of the shop remains pitch black. For some reason, my heart is restless. When I look at the sign standing by the entrance. Open. Open all year round. It's written in Susan's handwriting.
ねえ、入ってみない？
Ah,
やっぱり誰もいないわよね。そりゃそうだけど。
even if it says it's open all year round.
ま、いつものことね。
Ah, business as usual. The tables and the counter just sit there empty. The fact that they aren't covered in dust only makes the place feel more eerie. It's eerie, but it's something more than that.
何してるのかしら。
Is it Suzera who is doing it? Or is it us? I wonder what she's up to. My eyes meet Awayuki's. We both share a troubled smile. And then, some time passes. It is a world where the concept of time doesn't exist, but even so, it feels long. Even though it is just a pause in the conversation, a mere instant. I am a little afraid of the words that will come next.
ねえ、麦？
Awayuki says, smiling. Hmm?
ありがとう。
For what?
ここにいようって言ってくれて。
She says with a sad smile. Well, I wanted to be here too.
そっか。
And this time she smiles happily.
すごく楽しかった。普通の生活ができた。人間みたいだった。
Ah,
満足。こういうのも良かったな。って感じね。
ah. I'm glad.
でも、淡雪たちは、そうじゃないでしょ。
Ah, you're right.
この宇宙は本当に楽しかった。すごく、すごく。
Ah,
でも、なんだか、寂しかった。戻らなきゃ、ダメよね。せずらに会いたいし。麦を、妹ちゃんに会わせてあげたい。だから、青雪に気を使わないで。ここにいちゃダメよ。
Awayuki. I remember the days I spent with her. I remember the original Awayuki. And her light there. It was so much fun. But searching for beautiful things, seeking new sensations, or trudging headfirst into danger. I fell in love with the Awayuki who did all those things. Of course, I love the Awayuki of now too. I remember the reason I came here. I remember the Uchu where I used to live. A world where so many things were lost due to the disaster 10 years ago. A world where many people live, passing each other by, fighting, and engaging in endless conflict. It feels like a world that isn't worth much, but even so, it feels like I'm actually alive. I liked it.
そうね。淡雪も好きだったわ。麦がいて、つづらがいて、地図を作って。あ、そうね。地図を完成させないと、町の人たちを危険にさらすことになるわ。
Ah. I steel my resolve and face Awayuki head on. I feel that surely the two of us are feeling the same way now. Shall we go back?
しょうがないわ。
Ah, しょうがないな。
帰りましょう。私たちの宇宙に。
But before that, I want to visit the places we spend time within this Uchu. And then the observatory. The place where we lived. It wasn't like there were many people in town, so it wouldn't have mattered which house we lived in. But we spent our time here.
このクレオメ、
She lightly strokes the Cleome, growing
枯
nearby.
れることはなくて、でも増えることもない。ずっと綺麗だけど、でもそれは増加と変わらない。ここにいたら、麦も私も永遠に生きて、いろいろなことに飽きてしまって、お互いに何も感じなくなってしまう。だから。
With those words, Awayuki throws her arms around me.
でも、それでも、ここにいたいって思っちゃった。麦と、なんでもない日を、ずっと過ごしたいって。なんとか、ならないかなって。
I almost said, shall we do that? But I swallowed the words. Awayuki pauses for a moment. She shakes her head.
弱音は終わり。帰りましょう。
Ah. Awayuki tries to press her hands together in prayer. But she glances toward me.
麦は、
Hmm?
麦は、淡雪が人間の形じゃなくなっても、好きでいてくれる。
What? Is that all? Of course. It's a bit late to be asking that now. She looks relieved.
あと、淡雪の形が崩れても、ムラムラしてくれる？
That's a pretty advanced fetish, though. That's a pretty advanced fetish, though. I'll try my best to make sure I stay attracted to you.
よかった。じゃあ、帰りましょうか。
Ah.
それじゃあ、ね。
Her voice sounded strangely bright and clear. Was it a few days, a few weeks, a few months, or perhaps several years? As I recall the time we spent alone together in that Uchu, I returned to my original Uchu.
もう、いいわよ。
When I opened my eyes, I heard the sounds of living things. The summer heat. The scent of the sea, the scent of the mountains. They were all there. At Uchu, where all sorts of things are born and die. I guess I'm home.
そうね。ただいま、ね。
I turned my gaze toward Awayuki as she spoke. Huh?
どうしたの？
She had a soft-looking hair, smooth skin reminiscent of porcelain. There stood Awayuki just as she used to be. I hugged her with all my might.
ムラムラしたのね。そうなのね。
I'm down with that, man.
子供を作れる宇宙に戻ったからって、これはがっつきすぎよ。まずは中に。
Base? Nice. It's Awayuki, just like she was back then. よかった。よかった。Awayuki gently pats my back.
男の子なんだからそんなに泣かないの。
But I'm gonna cry. Not after this.
そうね。
Saying that, Awayuki hugs me too. It happened. A kiseki. We stay like that for a while, confirming each other's warmth. Then I hear footsteps. The sound is...
つづら。
The moment Awayuki catches sight of her out of the corner of her eye, she bolts outward.
え？色。麦君も。
Then she throws herself into Suzura's arms.
つづら。ごめんね。ごめんね。色。元の姿に。
Clutching Suzuna tightly, Awayuki bursts into tears.
よかったちゃんとここにいてくれてヒーローヒーロー
Wrapping her arms around Awayuki's back, Suzuna also sheds tears. That's right. We really haven't seen each other in a very long time. We left on the journey without saying a word to Suzuna. When both of us suddenly disappeared, she must have been worried about us. Command. For not showing our face for so long.
久しぶりだったから涙腺に来たわ。ごめんね。ずっといなくてカフェに行かなくて。久しぶりって昨日か一昨日に会ったでしょ。
Well, you know, they did go to Uchu where time is stagnant, I guess. She says that quite nonchalantly, wiping her tears with her sleeve. Huh? No, I'm pretty sure we haven't been here around for a very long time.
お隣さん。それもあの隙間みたいなところに行ってたから元の時間と感覚か時間の流れが違うのよ。きっと時間の概念がない場所を通ったせいね。
I don't really understand it, but I guess that's just how it is. Well, I have undergone experiences that were unthinkable by any common standard. If Awayuki says so, then I suppose it's possible. Then why did Suzura cry?
ついもらい泣きして。
That wasn't just a little bit of crying. She had cried until she was soaking wet.
でも意外ヒーローはあんまり泣かなそうだから。
She looks surprised for a moment, then gives a bashful smile.
そうね。泣くようになったみたい。おはよう麦。今日も来てくれたのね。
I want to continue, but I'm really sleepy. I think we're home stretch, like maybe an hour or two. But I'm really sleepy. I want to be like fully awake for the final set of scenes. So we're going to continue again tomorrow. I haven't been able to record a lot today. This might be a weekend, but I'm going to get started as soon as I wake up, and we'll get to finish this round immediately so we can get started with the 3 side routes we have to go through tomorrow. 3 side routes. 3 side routes. That's a lot. Not only that, Awayuki also has a side ending. There's a normal ending and true ending, so there's also that. Anyway, I hope you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.
Stay. している私がここにいるよ。好きだって好きだって飛び込んだなら受け止めてくれますか。舞い散るこの葉を見上げて思うシンフォニーラブ君へと奏でる思いが真っ白に咲くよ。色づき始めた空未来を染めてく二人で見たい。
真っ白色シンフォニーラブイズピュアホワイトリメイクフォーフル HD そして真っ白色シンフォニーサナエディション同時発売決定。コミックマーケット100にてメインビジュアル初公開。
雨の音が窓叩くベッドの中で